Well, folks, if you can imagine, we are on month 7 of our Jubilation quilt. And these blocks, Karen, I don't know if you can get up close here, but that's the blocks that we made this time. So we're making 2 of each kind. This is your Y block, this is your Z block. And I think it's really interesting. Let's just look at this, Karen. Look at this. This is flying geese, and you can see it easily there. And then this is like geese on the edge. But when you put them together, then these blend, and it changes the whole flow of things. So I found her directions to be really good. You'll notice there's like 4 pages, well, doubles. So there's like 8 pages, but that's because there's so much detail. And I don't have much more to say than what she already said. I did go through ahead of time with my pink marker and mark particular things that I didn't want to forget, like what direction to maybe to press. She does that well. Press the seams open. And one thing that was interesting, so Karen, right here, they use you'll get out your wing clipper, and you're going to use it just so you can get this 1/4 inch seam allowance. And she marks on here in the step 8, it says, note, this is not the normal use of that tool, but it's a good one to remember that if you ever need a 1/4 inch seam allowance after your point there, that you could use it for that in any block. So I'm thinking that as you go through here, following her directions, and most of these blocks we've already made several of, several units, these units into our blocks. And so the only other thing I really did was I didn't see this marked on hers. And so on page 46 down here, you're going to make 3.5 inch your cleanup lines. It shows in the picture, but I didn't find it in the writing. You're going to use it 3.5 inches. And then on page 47, right here, it shows it just didn't have it in the writing, that you're trimming these little flying geese to 1.5 to 2.5. So they're fairly small units, but it went quickly. And the blocks are rather stunning. One thing that you will want to watch is right here, and it's once I notice that that's where it's supposed to line up, that this line is going to come right into the square in a square. That one's just off a couple threads I see, but that was made those blocks and this flow really nicely. I think you'll have fun with them, and they turned out the perfect size. So that is pretty much all I have to say about blocks or month number 7. I'm starting on number 8, and back to number 7. One thing that's handy is keep this page right beside you, and then when it says use your 2.5 inch squares of fabric number 3, you'll have it right beside you, and you won't have to try to remember if it's 3 or 2 or which one it is. Okay, so do have that lay beside you, and it will solve some of your errors, because some of these pieces are like 2.5 inches, some of them are 2.25 inches, so they're hard to tell apart otherwise. So just be careful that way. But the directions were perfect. Okay, and then moving along to starting to put things together, we have, let's just take a look at month 8. Let's see, and it shows you we already have all these things. So tucked away, you already have these, and if you labeled them, like here's block B, block E, block F, if you labeled them, then I just started pulling mine out, and it's amazing what we've already got assembled. It won't take long to put the thing together. And the other thing is, like, these rows are exactly the same, these are the same, these are the same, and it's just Z and Y and W and X that are the differences. And then we already have all these units put together. So I think month number 8 will go lickety split. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know how you're doing. A couple other things I wanted to mention to just the Jubilation folks. We have some, like after we cut the kits, we put what was left in the back room. Some of them we had nothing left. But that way, if you made a mistake and needed a little bit more, we had some. We just received some of this in more, and so we do have enough. If we've got some, if you want it for backing, and you can see which ones we've got here. I don't know, Karen, if you want to just run by these so they can see which ones we've got.
And if you were interested in having a backing out of one of these, you want to let us know soon so that we can get a large, because it takes like 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
But if you've made any errors, or if you haven't had a chance to work on yours yet, you might want to get a oops kit and, get quarter yard, half yard of each of them, because then pretty soon we'll put them out on the shelves. Okay. And the other thing is, we're doing a La Petite retreat in August, and I will be the one out there this time. And if anybody wants help with Jubilation, that would be a good retreat to sign up for, because that's 6 days of sewing out in the annex, and I would be so glad to help you. We're going to be working on some other things, what is it called? Strips and scrap quilts out there too. But if you wanted some help with this particular one, I can refresh my memory, and I'd be so glad to help you with it.
The dates on that, Jane,
August 16th through 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. So that week, whatever, I think it starts the 16th.
And that you can find on the homepage of our website at the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm. It's $157.50, and that covers all 6 days. Long sewing, you get a lot done. We don't do meals with that one. It's, so it's a little different than our fall ones. But you just wander around town and eat whenever you want to. And
okay, well, is that everything for today then, Jane?
I think so.
Okay,
Thanks for joining us again.